Lesson 15, Graphs and Inequalities. We're going to be graphing inequalities and also interpreting them. Alright, so open and close dots. So, when you are graphing inequalities, if you have a less than or greater than sign, when you go on your number line to graph, I have 1, 2, 3. Your dot is going to be open with your arrow, okay? And if you have less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, what that is going to do is that's going to take your circle that you plot on your number line and you're going to fill it in. Okay, so that's going to be a closed dot. So if you have the or equal to, the little bar underneath your inequality sign, you're going to have a closed dot. Okay, so let's do some examples. So if I look at this first one that I have here, right, this was going to be a less than, because notice how my arrow on my number line is, it looks like this, right? This is the shape of my arrow. Notice how if I were to kind of cut out the inside, it makes this less than symbol, right? Here, let me show you what I mean. If I were to, this is the arrowhead. If I were to cut out this inner part, right, the outside of it has the same exact shape as this. And since the dot is open, it's going to be less than. Our next one here is similar. Our arrow's still going in the same direction, but since it's closed, it's going to have the line underneath it. This one is greater than, right, because my arrow is facing that direction, so my inequality is also going to face that direction. And since it's an open dot, then that means there's no line. And, oops. Here on this very last one, it is greater than or equal to, again, because this dot is closed, that is going to make it have that or equal to line underneath it. Alright, so when you're graphing inequalities, I have x is greater than -3. So what you need to do first is go to your -3 on your number line and make a circle. Now, let's think, do I open or do I close it? Well, there's no line underneath it, so that tells me I'm going to leave it open. Now, the tip of my inequality sign, this part right here, is facing the right, right? It is facing this direction, which means that my arrow is also going to go in that direction. Here's another one. I have x is less than 6, so I'm going to go to my 6, do an open circle because there's no line underneath my inequality sign, and draw my arrow going this direction because that is the way that my arrow is going, right? My inequality sign, imagine just putting a line like that. It makes your arrow. Here I have x is less than or equal to 5. Now I'm going to fill in my dot on my 5 because it is less than or equal to, okay? And remember, if you take your inequality sign and draw your line, my arrow is going to be going backwards. Here, x is greater than or equal to -7. Again, a closed dot, and arrow going all the way this way. Alright, solving inequalities is pretty similar to solving an equation, except instead of an equal sign, you are going to have an inequality sign. So here I have x minus 5, so to undo my subtraction, I want to do addition. So I'm going to have x is less than or equal to -3 plus 5 is 2. Then let's graph it. So I'm going to 2 on my number line. I'm going to close my circle again because it's the or equal to, and draw my line. And then I'm done. Here's another one. 2 times x is greater than -12. So divide both sides by 2. X is going to be greater than -6. So go to -6 on my number line, draw an open dot because there's no line underneath my inequality, and my arrow. Here's another one. This one's a two-step equation, so I'm going to add 12 first. Now I'm going to have 3x is less than or equal to 3. Divide both sides by 3. And I'm going to get x is less than or equal to 1. So I'm going to go to 1 on my number line, draw a closed circle with my arrow. Again, this is what my inequality sign looked like. Take the little tip of your inequality sign and draw your arrow backwards, your line backwards. That tells you what direction your arrow is going. Now, this is where you have to always remember this rule, okay? I would write this down somewhere or always have it with you, especially on your exam or whenever you're doing a checkpoint question or something like that, because when you are dividing by a negative, you must flip the direction of your inequality sign. So what I mean by that is this. First, let's subtract 5. And I have this negative 3x is greater than 6. Now, notice how this 3 is negative. So when I divide both sides by negative 3, my inequality sign is going to flip directions. Okay, so before it was facing the right, now it's facing the left. So I'm still going to graph it the same way, put an open dot on negative 2 and move it all the way backwards, but you have to remember to flip it. Okay, because x is less than negative 2 is not the same as x is greater than negative 2. Krista has $37 and wants to purchase movie tickets for her and her friend. She also wants to buy a large popcorn for the group to share. The following inequality represents the cost of x tickets. Which answer correctly interprets the inequality? Well, first let's solve this. Subtract 5 on both sides. I'm going to write this over here. I have 8x is less than or equal to 32. If I divide both sides by 8, x is going to be less than or equal to 4. So that means that Krista can purchase less than or equal to 4, right? So we need to figure out which one of these answer choices matches that description. So remember, this is the same as less than or equal to. So Krista can purchase at most 4 tickets, at least 4 tickets, can purchase more than 4 tickets, or purchase less than 4 tickets. Well, if she can't purchase more than 4 tickets, right, because she can't purchase 5, and she can purchase 4, so it doesn't have to necessarily be less than 4, which would be like 3. So this means that Krista can purchase at most 4 tickets, because if you think about it, if she buys more than 4, she won't have enough money, but she can buy less than 4. So A is the answer choice we want to pick here. Kelly wants to buy a new phone. The cheapest one she likes is $175. Each week, she earns $25 for babysitting and a paycheck from her hourly job. The following inequality represents what she needs to earn. Which answer correctly interprets the inequality? Well, first, let's solve. Right, subtract 25. Again, I'm going to finish this up here. I have 12.5x is greater than or equal to 150. Divide both sides by 12.5. I'm going to have x is greater than 12. Alright, greater than or equal to. Don't forget that. So this means that Kelly needs to work more or at least 12 hours. So she needs to work at most 12. Nope, she needs to work more than that, so it's not those two. Kelly needs to work more than 12 hours. Well, if she works 12, she can still get her phone. So she needs to work at least 12 hours to save up for her phone. Alright, which situation matches the inequality? 2x minus 1 is less than or equal to 11. So Jack has a budget of $2. Well, it looks like here Jack's budget is 11, right? Remember, your total is always by itself on one side of your equal sign, or like here, our inequality sign. B says that Jack needs to spend more than $11. And a promotion is going on where he can get $1 off if he buys 2 of the same items for X dollars. Let's read C and see if it matches a bit better. It says that Jack has a budget of $11. A promotion is going on where he can get $1 off if he buys 2 of the same items for X dollars. This one down here sounds much better. And the reason why is because in B it says that Jack needs to spend more than $11. If he needed to spend more than $11, our equation would look like this, right? X needs to be more than 11. And it's not. It's facing the other way. All right, which situation matches the inequality? So let's look here. Negative 20 is our total. I'm probably going down by 5 feet, right? Which means that these two that say raises are out. And I'm starting probably 2 feet above something. So here they both start 2 feet above sea level, and he lowers himself by 5 feet per minute, and he needs to stay lower or stay higher than 20 feet below sea level. Well, this number has to be bigger than negative 20, right? So if I have a graph here, and negative 20, negative 21, negative 19. Here's where I have to stop. Now you need to be careful because remember, a bigger number when you're talking in negatives is going up. So I need to stay higher than 20 feet below sea level. I can be at 19 feet below sea level, but I can't be at 21. Alrighty, the quiz code for this unit is going to be BACON, all lowercase. If you would like extra help with inequalities or want to see some more examples, I can absolutely do that for you. Just go ahead and let me know. Other than that, thank you for watching and have a great rest of your day.